Hey everybody, Matt Hartman here again for Drunkard's Walk. Thanks again for listening this week, and thank you to Jesse L.E. for our theme music, Nick Jaramillo for our artwork, and thank you to our guest this week, as well as all of our guests. You know, we really appreciate them coming on, and we'd love to have you on as a guest. So if you go to our link tree, that's linktr.ee/drunkardswalk, you can fill out the form to give us a topic suggestion and then be a guest on the show. We would also love a rating or review if you don't mind taking a little bit of time to do that. And hey, join our Patreon if you'd like to give us some money. That is all up to you. So we hope you enjoy the show, and here it comes. Hey, everybody, welcome to Drunkard's Walk. It's a podcast. You know that because you're listening to it on your podcast listening device, whatever that may be. I don't judge, and I don't know. So you can listen to it wherever you please. I'm just glad that you're listening, and hopefully you're glad too, and you're happy to hear my melodious tones. It's me, Matt Hartman, one of the hosts of Drunkard's Walk, and of course, with me, as always, is the other host of Drunkard's Walk, Jethro Nolan.
Howdy, howdy, howdy. Thank you for choosing to listen to us on the podcast listening device of your choice, also known as your phone. You're listening to this on your phone and no other device.
No, that's not necessarily true, Jethro. Some people might be listening to it on their Amazon listening device or Echo, as
Amazon.
They call it.
Okay. All right.
It's the device that Amazon puts in your home to listen to you and get.
I feel pretty good that people are listening to this via their phone, or perhaps the headphones that are connected to their phone,
or perhaps their car that's connected to their phone also. But yeah,
okay, but
you're
the
right.
phone is the source.
The odds are it's the phone, or perhaps they're sitting at their desk listening on their PC or Mac directly into their headphones. That is another possibility.
All right, then. I'm glad we covered every possibility rather than playing the odds.
There's more. I think there might be more. And you know what, folks? If you're listening somewhere other than those devices, why not drop us a line? Tell us, because we are curious. We would really like to know, how are you listening to Drunkard's Walk? Probably with your ears. That's the first thing I'm going to assume.
Well, Matt, not necessarily both ears.
Well,
some people could be listening to it with just a single ear. Some may have lost an ear in the plague. And they have only the one functioning ear. So we don't want to assume that people are using their ears.
I would never assume that. Even when I meet people, I don't make that kind of assumption.
Exactly.
I walk up and I introduce myself into both of their ears, just in case. One to one side, then to the other.
Boy, I'm glad we met before you started that practice.
Yeah, I just started recently because
that would have been a red flag right away.
I felt I was tired of getting to know people too well, so I started introducing myself that way, and it's really solved the problem. Nobody sticks around, so
there we go.
I don't have to worry about it at all anymore.
You've found an antidote to people.
It's true. But what I have not found an antidote to, Jethro, is the fever that I have for walking through Wikipedia from one link to the other. Or one page to the other, I should say, using only the links on the pages, because that is what we do here, and that is what we have been doing for almost a complete 9 seasons. Just a couple episodes left here, buddy, in season 9. Man. How you feeling about all that?
I feel like it's been 9 seasons. I feel like we've had like 3 or 4 pandemics. We've had an insurrection. We've had so many wonderful things to pass the time.
Yeah, it's true.
That we can distract you from. So whatever, AI dystopic future you're currently inhabiting right now, tune into Drunkard's Walk and don't think about it for a little bit.
That's it. Absolutely. And I have to say that our listenership has actually sort of skyrocketed during this season, Jethro. We are getting more downloads than ever before. So to all of you that are listening, thank you so much. Please keep doing it. We'll keep making them if you keep listening. We'll keep making them even if you don't keep listening. So might as well keep listening and
exactly
and enjoy. And if you haven't had a chance to send us a topic suggestion yet, go to our link tree. That's linktr.ee/drunkardswalk, and you can find the form there that you can fill out to send us a topic suggestion. Then we'll bring you on as a guest to give us a destination. I wish I had an example, Jethro, that I could use now here in this episode.
I mean, I'm stumped as well. I can't think of a single Wikipedia page that isn't one that we've gone to.
Yeah.
Maybe we should ask the third person on the Zoom call, AK.
Oh,
Do you think you could come up with something?
Oh, I have a good one.
All right.
Fantastic. Well, welcome,
wonderful.
AK. Thanks for joining us here on Drunkard's Walk. So I don't know you, AK. How did you find your way here onto the show?
Oh, well, I met the famous Jethro, which was a blessing. About a year ago now?
Oh yeah,
Jethro?
I would say a little over a year.
Yeah, a little
I don't
over.
know about the famous Jethro, but
Infamous.
the most famous Jethro on this podcast. Yeah,
I was fortunate enough to be put on an improv team with him, which was amazing. I learned a lot in a year.
Oh,
it was great.
Well,
Love it.
That is very kind of you to say, and also my bill is forthcoming. So
I'm waiting for it.
I don't give away anything for free. It's always got a price tag associated with it. Because I'm a ruthless capitalist, AK. That's how I roll.
That's how improv works.
He was saying that he learned kind of what not to do. I thought that's what you were saying. Like you watched all these things happen, and you were like, oh, okay.
No,
I know to avoid that.
He never said it. He never implied it. That's just your evil, mean thoughts, Matt. That are you're thrusting onto poor little AK,
seems implied,
who hasn't known me long enough to know what a jerk I am. So, there we go.
Oh gosh, I thought you said you knew him almost a year. That seems more than enough time.
He made really good brisket one time. And since that point on, I can't say anything bad about him. Yeah, I can only say good things.
That's fair.
I got a text from AK a couple months after that brisket. He was like, I had brisket somewhere else, and you've ruined me for brisket.
That's great that's one of your first memories of Jethro, because I met Jethro while he was still a vegetarian, and so like I didn't even know that he knew what brisket was at that point.
I heard about that. What a transformation!
Yeah,
to create the best brisket I've had.
I've wasted a lot of my life by not eating meat.
Yeah, I'm sure your doctors are saying the same thing. Look at this wasted life. Not eating meat.
Listen, I was listening to my doctor when I was a fat vegetarian for 20 years, so I feel like my doctor's got a few strikes against him. So
you should talk to a new doctor. I think you should consider that. Consider it. At least consider it.
There's this doctor I heard on Joe Rogan that's showing me the way. So that's
okay. That's perfect. So AK, where were you put on a team with Jethro? What improv institution was that at?
Right here in Detroit, or Hamtramck, I guess, at Planet Ant, which is where Jethro does a lot of his improv now. So it was great to have him and Christy come into the community. It was really exciting.
Yeah,
we just had back-to-back shows recently. That was a lot of fun. We did indeed.
We did. Yeah, that was a great time. AK was in a group that is doing like focus on different forms, and they did an improvised Christmas carol, and that was quite nice. And then Christy and I had like a holiday spectacular thing that's kind of based off of the cheesy variety shows from the 60s and 70s.
Gotcha. So that was weeks ago for those of you that are listening now. We're well into Christmas. 2024 now. So
exactly. Yeah.
It's in the rearview mirror. You probably don't even remember Christmas at this point.
Yeah. Exactly. Who's to say?
Yeah.
Christmas? What's that?
I don't know. Never heard of it. Well, that's great. So, AK, what else do you, besides being on an improv team with Jethro and then doing an improvised Christmas carol, what else keeps you busy?
Right now, what's keeping me busy is my wife and I are fostering these 2 puppies.
Oh, wow.
On top of 2 dogs that we already have. So that's 4 dogs in our house right now.
Those dogs are adorable. Those foster puppies that you have.
Yeah, until they destroy your house, I think the cuteness quickly fades away. But 4 dogs and 2 people, that's not a good ratio. I can confirm that now.
When they outnumber you, you're in trouble.
That's bad news.
Same goes for kids, by the way. You got to outnumber them.
I'm thinking about that. More things to learn from Jethro, I feel like.
There you go. Yeah. Well, I was the youngest of three boys. I still am, I guess, technically. And we drove my parents crazy. And then my wife and I were like, let's have one child only. Mm-hmm. And then it's been easy street from there because we totally outnumber her. So
yeah, that just makes it super,
we frame everything. We frame it all as a democracy, and then my wife and I vote in solidarity every single time. So
that's well done.
That's I'll try that with the dogs. We'll see.
Give that a shot.
Yeah. Well,
they outnumber you though, so they're gonna. If they vote in solidarity, you're in trouble.
It's true.
Yeah. You need it. Yeah, you need a little electoral college magic to make sure that the popular vote gets corrected when it goes wrong.
Yeah,
squashed. Well, that's awesome. So that sounds like a full-time thing to be fostering. So how long will you be fostering for? Do you know, or is it kind of like at any moment they might be like, hey, we found a home?
We originally thought that at any moment they would be adopted, but now it feels like indefinitely through the holidays and beyond. And now I'm hearing that some dogs get fostered for years at a time, which at that point, are you fostering or is it your dog? I
think that's your dog, and then somebody takes it and steals it from you. If it goes away.
But theoretically, you're fostering at your own discretion. So at any point, you can be like, "All right, have these dogs back.
Right,
we're good."
Yes, I could technically do that.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. As a person,
go ahead.
Sorry, let me ask you a question. As somebody with two dogs who hates long trips because of the kennel costs.
Yeah.
Like when you're fostering dogs, do they can you go on vacation and they'll take them back, or do you have to pay? Do you get reimbursed for that? How's the money work?
Oh, that's the other trick that they pulled on us. They said, yeah, take the dogs. Don't worry if you need to go somewhere over the holidays, which is, a few weeks ago, I guess.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, we'll take care of them. We'll find another foster. And then they come around and tell us, oh, we can't find anyone. So you can keep them, right? Oh, so now, so now I get to pay for someone to watch them or something. We're still trying to figure it out. So a lot of surprises.
That's expensive because they charge on a per dog basis for those things.
Ooh, yikes.
Yeah. AK, I don't want to throw any shade your way because you're doing a great thing, but you got suckered, man. You got suckered.
I did. But they are cute, as you said. They are cute. So try to focus on that.
So there we go.
Worth it in the end. Well, so we didn't sucker you into coming on the show. We love having you here, and we're not going to pull any bait and switch. We actually do need a destination from you for our little walk that we're going to go on. So we'd love to hear what it is that you've come up with. What Wikipedia page are you sending us to?
Okay, your destination tonight is something I love to talk about. Don't get to talk about it with anybody. It's a little something called Viennetta. Are you familiar?
Viennetta, the ice cream treat from the 1980s.
Oh, yeah.
Do I know it?
I know that. Yes.
You guys know it?
God, yeah. Of course.
Oh wow, this is great.
Yeah,
we're of the right generation because it was like a big thing in the late 80s, early 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Tell us your Viennetta story, AK. How did you come to this delightful dessert?
Yeah.
Oh, I was just a small boy, living in Michigan. I didn't have fancy things, but the one fancy thing I did have was Viennetta, just straight from Kroger. It's an ice cream you don't scoop but slice. Can you imagine?
Oh, it's like a ice cream. I don't want to say lasagna, but it's like a layered noodle dish.
Yeah,
because there are many ribbons of delightful chocolate and vanilla flavoring in there.
Yeah,
it's like a log, right?
Yeah,
I mean, it has a real log shape to it, if I recall correctly.
You would slide it out of the box and you would open the plastic and you would slice a piece and eat it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And from my memories of the commercials, it'd be fancy people in tuxedos eating it in these fancy glass bowls.
For sure.
Sure. It was the Grey Poupon of desserts. Absolutely.
Incredible. And I was reading up about it and the way they made those layers, it's called the concertina effect. The way they got those waves. Oh. So they'd do a wave of ice cream and then they'd spray on chocolate and then another wave of ice cream. And then, you got the whole layers for the entire cake. And it was patented process.
And it, I want to say Breyers. Is that the company?
Yes, originally under Breyers. Yeah. And then it got discontinued in the mid 90s. which is why I barely remember what it tastes like. I only had a few years of it. Been craving it ever since. It's a sad story, really.
Nobody bought the patent and brought it back to life. It's still just forever in the.
So supposedly it was brought back in 2021, and I had no idea.
Oh, okay.
And then discontinued again shortly after.
No.
Yeah. Wow. But not only did they have their original flavor, but they had mint and vanilla and a whole bunch of other flavors.
Oh.
I don't remember there ever being different flavors. I mean, I take your word for it, but
there wasn't.
There was a great commercial where I feel like the slogan is "You'll never have a problem getting rid of the last slice" or something. Everybody wanted seconds or whatever. And they had these fancy forks and crystal plates and whatnot.
Yeah.
It definitely had we have to justify the price point for this. So let's trick people into thinking that this is some fancy dessert type thing.
Yeah. Yeah. It was an upper crust dessert that had no crust.
Yes. And I think that was my first experience with inflation too, because those packages became smaller and smaller over time. I remembered that. I was like, wait, this is smaller than last time, Mom.
Yep.
Yeah. That's the type of thing that kids notice. Kids notice that and adults never do. They do, what? No, I think it's the same size. You're just remembering it differently. It's because you're bigger. It's because you've grown up. That's why it's smaller.
Right.
No, it's actually smaller.
Well, and it's also one of those things that has Haagen-Dazs that has like a made up foreign sounding name.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it sounds more. So it's like the worst of capitalism all crammed together. But it was so delicious.
It was British. It was fancy.
Yeah. It did seem very fancy. Well, it seemed. I mean, I assumed it was from Vienna because it almost has the word Vienna in it, but it clearly is not. I thought it was like the sausages, but no. It's just an American born ice cream confection. That's crazy.
How happy I am that I get to.
I haven't thought about that in years.
So happy I get to share this memory with you guys because I don't get to talk about this with anybody.
I imagine if you walked up to people on the street, it's like, "Have you heard about Viennetta?" They're like, "No, we don't. We don't want to know about your religion or whatever."
Yeah, I don't need your flyer. Thanks. Did you now? Was this something that you found? Was you were getting at the holidays more often, or was it an everyday type of? Or was it a birthday thing? Like how did it wind up in your house? At what occasions?
I don't know how it first ended up in my house, but once it did, whenever I was at the store with my mom, I was grabbing it.
Every time.
I needed it.
So
every time I could.
It was an everyday thing. It was like we were going to have this in the house.
I wish it was every day, but every time I was in the store, every few weeks, if I had to go to the store, that's what I was getting as my payment for going to the store.
One Viennetta, and I will carry your groceries to the car.
One Viennetta, I'll wear my little suit coat, and I'll eat it.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, this is amazing. I
imagine you dressed in like a little British schoolboy uniform with a little beanie and a suit,
hat,
and tie.
With the little short
pants.
Yeah. It's perfect. Would you,
Mommy, may I have some Viennetta?
It strikes me as the type of ice cream that you would have year round, though. Too. It wasn't just like a summer type of ice cream. It was like this is a dessert that we are going to have as often as possible.
This was the height of class.
Oh, for sure.
None of my friends had it.
No.
It was just a thing for me, Yeah. And I was I was
sharing it either.
Upper class, so that's right. Eating it in a glass bowl.
Yeah, they were sold in single serving logs. That was
right. That was
you just eat the whole log. And,
if you didn't,
it's like a Duraflame. You use it in one sitting, and that's it.
That's right. And I wouldn't use plastic plates or bowls or anything. I would break out the glass.
Yeah, well, it didn't taste right.
I would unhinge my jaw and swallow it like a snake.
Man, I just remember there being endless layers, layers of ice cream and chocolate.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
You're making me hungry for it now.
I know, right? I kind of want one now. I'm sort of upset that like we many seasons ago, maybe during our first season, we did a walk to Hydrox cookies, and we were like, oh man, they don't make Hydrox anymore. Well, I found them, and we had some Hydrox cookies. Yeah, so now I'm going to have to try to find a Viennetta because
that's why I can't. Like I think about it at least once a year, right? Probably twice a year. But the fact that I missed it in 2021.
That's terrible that you had it and you were missing it, and then it came back, and it didn't. No one told you. Like, where was the look? First of all, I want to know why you weren't reading the newsletter that week, and second of all, I want to know how to get on that list because that's crazy.
That's what I'm thinking. Maybe you need to put Google alerts on everything that you love, so that you get an automatic notification when all your things that disappeared in your childhood. You know how it just disappeared one day for me.
Yeah,
I was just I was on the trip with my mom to the grocery store, and my log was gone. And it never came back. It's been years, decades.
It's terrible. That's terrible. Yeah. Well, here's hoping that they find a way to revive it once again, and that you are aware of it when they do.
Yeah, and here's hoping that you guys find it.
I'm sure we will. Well, I can't thank you enough, AK, for what a delightful place we get to go to, and I'm sure it will be fun getting there. But thank you so much for the suggestion.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks a lot. Absolutely. Cheers.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, Jethro. Viennetta.
All right, Viennetta.
And we're getting there. We didn't even mention we're getting
it's
there.
So much nicer than some of the places we end up going.
It's true, but we're getting there from Chex Quest, which is another edible. So it's possible that this may not be too tough. I don't know.
I'm guessing one.
You think Viennetta's on the page? Oh no, I guess we'd have to. Yeah, no, it would have to be on the page in order for that to be correct.
Sure, why not?
Go for it. I say you go for it. But we do have to make a prediction. We do have to guess. Now you've already told me you're guessing one, so you can't change it.
Here we go.
I'm going to put mine down here. Now I'm concerned I'm being tricked into thinking it's going to be super fast. Not by you, just by myself.
Yes.
All right.
Second guess yourself.
Yeah, I will. Don't worry about it. Hey, and the other thing that we normally do is we talk about if we're having a drink or not. Are you having a drink or not?
I am, in fact, having a drink. I'm having a little Costco brand Pinot Grigio because I'm classy like that.
You are classy. The fact that they sell wine at Costco means you're not in Pennsylvania anymore.
Exactly. I was so glad.
Mm-hmm.
I can get $2 Chuck again.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that. Never had it, but I've heard about it. Well, I am drinking a whiskey, my friend, and I'll tell you what, folks. If you haven't been over to my Instagram, every week I post a picture of the drink that I'm having with the bottle. And this week, I highly recommend you go check it out because I am drinking a whiskey called Gold Bar. And Jethro, you can see what this bottle looks like.
Wow!
It actually looks like a gold bar, and it's a premium blend out of California. I'm sorry, it's finished in California casks. It's the Gold Bar Bottle Company in San Francisco, California, and it kind of like the top sort of pops off, and then there's a little screw cap, and that's how you pour it out of there. But they make big bottles of this too. This is a little bottle, folks. You can't see it, so I'm just telling you now. This is a little 50 milliliter. One of the ones that my wife got me for my birthday. And then I saw when I was in the airport recently at the duty-free shop, they had big bottles of that. So they look like a big gold bar, like an actual kind of size of a gold bar.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like the kind of whiskey like a Hong Kong gangster would have in his lair.
Yeah. The interesting thing about it is you can't, the bottom of it isn't flat. So you can't like set the bottle, you have to lay the bottle down whenever you're storing it. Yeah, it's not flat. It's actually an angle, so it doesn't
like your classic Fort Knox gold bar.
Exactly.
It's a trapezoid. Okay, that's
right. Yeah, precisely. So there you go. But it is tasty. I do like it. It has a I don't even know how to describe the flavor. It does not taste like a bourbon, but it also does not taste like a Scotch. It's kind of like a little middle of the road, not a rye. Mm-hmm. It's interesting. It's an interesting taste, and I like it. So I recommend it if you're in the mood for a gold bar. Check it out.
Very nice. Well, if next time I happen to be in a duty-free shop, I'll check it out.
I mean, I'd never seen it before. I got this little tiny bottle, and they don't sell it here in Pennsylvania at like the fine wine and good spirit stores. So I don't know if I'll ever be able to get it again, but if I can, I will because it's good.
Well, I'm sure it'll pop up somewhere. All right, now
maybe next to a Viennetta, perhaps.
Hopefully. Speaking of which, the only thing that's more delicious than Viennetta is the game Chex Quest.
Ah, yes, Chex Quest is way more delicious. And so that's the page we're starting on here. So let's take a gander. For those that don't recall, Chex Quest is a non-violent first-person shooter video game created in 1996 by Digital Cafe, originally intended as a Chex cereal promotion aimed at children aged 6 to 9 and up. Originally. What originally intended? What did it turn out to be? Is that not what it was?
Did it like get taken up by like 6-year-old grannies or something?
I don't know. A total conversion of the more explicitly violent video game Doom. Chex Quest won both the Golden Effie Award for advertising effectiveness in 1996 and the Golden Reggie Award for promotional achievement in 1998. And known today for having been the first video game ever to be included in cereal boxes as a prize. So there you go.
Very cool. Very cool indeed. In fact, you're going to be surprised to realize this, but on this page, there is a link to Star Trek.
Oh, sweet. Well, that's where we've got to go. I think they ate Viennetta on Star Trek at least twice.
Constantly. I do see a link here to M&M's. Well, technically M&M's animated characters, but that just links to M&M's, the candy. So I feel like if we're going in a dessert direction, that feels like a very good possibility for us to see.
That is a good possibility. I will say food fighting is on here as well. It takes you to Food Fight, which is kind of fun. And there's also some names of some actual like food brands on here. So Ralston Foods is on here, as is General Mills. Now, I don't know how or if they would be connected to Breyers in any way. I'm sure Breyers is owned by somebody larger, but I don't remember who. Do you have any memory of who? It could be you.
I don't. I mean, my only it could very. I mean, I'm sure it's one of those big food conglomerate brands. Yeah. My biggest memory of Breyers is just that they were touted for having like more natural ingredients in their ice cream. So you get like whole milk and sugar and whatnot, not a lot of synthetic crap in there.
Do you remember the ad campaign with Dick Van Dyke, where it was for their mint chocolate chip ice cream, because their mint chocolate chip ice cream was white instead of green because it was supposed to be more natural, and he was like, if you want green, just put on, and he had like these glasses that were green. Do you remember this at all?
I don't remember it, although Dick Van Dyke and ice cream is like, that's a good Venn diagram overlap for me. So it's a good guess that I would know that.
Yeah, I remember it pretty distinctly, because I liked mint chocolate chip ice cream, and it did taste different to me because it wasn't green, which is dumb. Yeah. Like, it obviously didn't taste different, but it to me it did. So I was always like, no, I don't want that. It's white. I want the green stuff. Yeah, give me the green stuff, baby.
Well, like, you remember when pistachios used to be like all red, and then all of a sudden they were like, we're not doing that anymore.
Why are we dyeing these? Yeah.
It was like overnight, pistachios were like, they're not red anymore.
Mm-hmm. I do recall that. Yes, indeed. And it always confused me as a kid, because getting back to ice cream, pistachio ice cream was green. And I was like, well, why are those things red if the ice cream is green? Doesn't make any sense. But it was because, the actual nut inside was already green. So
indeed. And fire trucks, naturally, they're yellow.
Are they really?
See, when they grow in nature, they're yellow and they get painted red.
I thought that they started out. I thought that they were yellow, and if you let them stay on the tree a little longer, they would eventually become red. I thought that was how that worked.
It's a common misperception.
Yeah. No, I'm not smart. So
all right. So what do you like out of here? I got M&M's animated characters. I like that a lot. You like something better than that?
I mean, I don't think so. It's got to be a food thing, obviously, that we go to. I think M&M's makes the most sense because Chex is on here, the cereal, but again, it's not a dessert. Food Fight might have ice cream in it, which might get you to ice cream, but does it get you specifically? I mean, I don't know how we're going to specifically get to Viennetta, to be honest. And how I said that they ate Viennetta on Star Trek? I think they actually did. I don't think that it would be included on a Wikipedia page, but I think at some point in Star Trek: The Next Generation, I recall a scene where there is like some sort of alien dinner or something that they are looking at, and I believe that there is a Viennetta on the table at that point. Now, somebody can go fact check me on that. I might be totally wrong, but I do think that is true. But yeah, no, I like M&Ms.
I love the idea of the replicator Picard being like, Viennetta, cold. I do want to say this. So the food fighting link, when you hover over it, it pops up the preview, which canonically is allowed. But I do want to read the first sentence of that Wikipedia article.
Yes.
A food fight is a form of chaotic collective behavior in which foodstuffs are thrown at others in the manner of projectiles.
It's very eloquently written, I think. What is that? What is the image from? That image is nutso.
I think that is like the tomato throwing thing in Spain, or where they have like the tomato festival, and they just pound people with tomatoes for like a whole day.
I don't remember the name of that, but I think you're right. I think that is what that is. All right. Well, let's do it. Let's go to M&Ms. Let's see where it takes us.
Indeed. So it takes us to the M&M's characters section of the M&M's page.
It does indeed.
Indeed.
And a long page is the M&M page.
Now, M&Ms are a color varied, sugar coated, draggy chocolate confectionery. I've never heard the word draggy before.
And
I'm probably mispronouncing. Yeah. Also known as a confetto or mulabas, is a bite-sized confectionery with a hard outer shell.
Well, who knew?
The people writing Wikipedia knew. But I
like how a little bit down the second paragraph, they talk about producing different colors, some of which have changed over the years. The candy-coated chocolate concept was copied from Forrest Mars Sr., by Forrest Mars Sr. from Smarties, which he encountered during the Spanish Civil War. So if you're familiar with Smarties, like in Europe or in the UK, Smarties are not what we think of as Smarties, like the kind of chalky, fruit-flavored
the candy that you're left over with after everyone's picked up their Halloween stuff, yeah.
Or the ones you were given in your third grade class because you got an answer correct. So you got Smarties because you were smart. So but in the UK they are very much like M&Ms. They're a little squatter, I would say. Like they're not quite. They're like a little bit bigger and they're a little flatter, and the shell is a little thicker than on an M&M. But they're also quite tasty. And I am told that at one point the orange Smarties actually had an orange flavor to them. But that was the only one. All the other ones did not have a particular flavor.
Good to know.
That's what I understand. I'm wondering if they have a thing down in through here about the fact that M&Ms. Oh yeah, there it is. Mars Candy Bar Company rejected the inclusion of M&Ms in the new Steven Spielberg film E.T. the Extraterrestrial. And so Hershey took a chance with Reese's Pieces.
Yeah.
And there it is.
One of the dumbest things ever. So there is a link to the Hershey Chocolate Company here.
Mm-hmm. There is.
Yep. I don't know if that is as well. If that is of interest to us.
So Hershey, I'm trying to remember. Hershey definitely has a connection to. Well, Hershey has their own ice cream actually. So there's like a Hershey brand ice cream.
Yeah, they do now, but did they back in the day? I mean, I feel like it's like big in the chocolate flavored sweet things area, so it's possibly more closely linked. But I guess I don't know that factually.
My hope is that there's going to be like an ice cream mentioned here somewhere. There might not be. I could be totally wrong about that, but I feel like
they're big as a mix in it, like the marble slab or whatever. Other types of We Mix ice cream and other shit kind of thing.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm seeing some other brands listed on here. There's a lot of voice actor names for the characters, but that's not really too helpful. Links to colors. Talk about the red. Remember how they took the red away in like the 70s, and then they brought it back?
Maybe that's when pistachio stopped being dyed red, is after the cancer scare.
No, I don't think so, because I remember I remember as a kid them not having red M&Ms, but I definitely remember them having red pistachios. So I would guess that. And looking at this, there's a chart on here, a color chart, which is fascinating because they've got brown. It goes from like right after 1940 up to the present. Brown, yellow, and green have been with us the whole time. Red was with us until just after 1975, about 1976. Then they started orange, which has been with us the whole time. Red came back, it looks like, in the mid to late 80s. Purple was one of the original colors, but stopped right before 1950 when tan took over. Tan went away in 95. Blue took over for that. And purple makes one little appearance in, like, it looks like 2002. So just some really interesting.
And purple came back recently.
And back again?
Yes. And the reason I know that, first of all, it's listed here in the Wikipedia page. In September 2022, they introduced a new purple M&M voiced by Amber Ruffin, who is, unbeknownst to her, my girlfriend. I think.
Oh, I see.
I'm a very big Amber Ruffin fan, and she was the voice for the purple M&M campaign when it came back in September of 2022.
Okay, but hold on. Now there's a purple M&M, like character M&M, but there's not a regular purple M&M. Like if you buy plain M&Ms, there's no purple M&M in there.
Okay, well, that we need to get that corrected right away.
No, I'm just saying.
Because Amber should be getting residuals for every purple M&M sold.
They don't have anything on here about the mint M&Ms, which was always my favorite, and now, well, I guess they're back now, but they kind of came and went a bunch of times. Anyway, I like the mint M&Ms. I don't see anything in here about ice cream, which is upsetting to me, or desserts in general, which I was expecting something along those lines. But yet I see nothing. Do you see anything? Am I missing something here?
Well, I've scrolled down. So here's an interesting idea. So we obviously know that the external link sections we cannot use to click on those links to get us to our destination because of a foolish bet that I agreed to. Yeah. But it can provide information for us as far as everything. So there is a purple section that says Mars Inc. And under it has a list of the brands that are out there.
Interesting.
And there's a lot of different brands. I'm not seeing Viennetta listed here. I'm not seeing any ice cream
from Mars
here. From Mars.
Yeah. I would that makes sense. I don't think that I would necessarily think of it. I guess confectionery is linked. That's a much wider category, unfortunately, but it is a linked into things like desserts. I guess I prefer not to do that, but
yeah, well, and that's why I prefer the Hershey's folks rather than confectionery, because it is more specific, but it is still something that's going to have a lot of brands under its umbrella.
What about going just to milk chocolate, which is linked on here? Because you're definitely going to get into like chocolate ice cream, I would think, from there, at least, if not into something like the Viennetta, which had chocolate as part of it. I mean, it's unlikely that they're connected on the Wikipedia page, but I guess it's possible. And it feels like if Hershey isn't connected to Breyers, we're going to have a number of steps away from that. Versus if you go to milk chocolate, you possibly have I guess it could be the same problem, right? You have to.
I mean, Hershey is definitely going to have milk chocolate listed on it. So
but that's Hershey's is a bust. It's an extra step.
Yeah, but right? not a lot of extra steps. It's got a lot of safety outs for that particular.
I guess I feel like milk chocolate will too. Like milk chocolate will have Hershey on it, right? As well as other companies that are chocolate type companies. I guess Hershey.
Chocolatiers.
Yeah, chocolatiers.
Yeah.
Chocolatiers.
Yeah, I just feel like the problem is Viennetta has chocolate flavor in it, but it's not a chocolate product. It's an ice cream product.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I agree.
So it's not like it's a Toblerone, which is like, hey, here's a
no. I agree.
Weird triangle of nougat. I don't care if you agree. I'm still going to explain it.
Okay, keep going. Yeah. Do it. Tell us more.
So yeah, I like Hershey's chocolate, and I feel very strongly about it.
Well, I like Hershey's
there
chocolate
it is.
too, but
there's the sigh. The exasperated sigh of dealing with Jethro for too long.
That's what you're reaching for every time. I know.
That's my Paul Hollywood handshake for Matt Hartman.
Is that right?
The exasperated. I get it from my wife too. It's the exasperated sigh of like, it's just easier to give in to you than to tell you why you're wrong. Or
I mean, there is a bit of that. Holiday greetings. What is this? Christmas season? No, that's not going to help us. All right. You think you think Hershey over milk chocolate?
Actually,
that's interesting.
Emphatically.
Sorry, I moused over milk chocolate earlier, and it was a different image. What does that actually take you to? Oh, this milk chocolate link takes you to just chocolate. I see. All right. It doesn't really matter. So you're feeling Hershey chocolates?
Yep.
Like the Hershey company, or are you feeling? I saw another link.
It takes you to the Hershey company. That's what I.
Oh, they're the same. They're the same. Okay. All right. Let's do it. Let's go to the Hershey company, which is based here.
The Hershey company. Indeed, it is. Pennsylvania. They were a client of mine for my day job. They bought our software, and I was assigned to them for a little bit. And I went out to have a meeting with them, and they have a little gift shop in their global headquarters there in Hershey, Pennsylvania. Sure. And I bought 2 Reese's peanut butter cup hats that just have the nice R logo on them.
Oh yes.
And I gave one of them to my wife and one of them to my daughter, and then I was very jealous and I stole one of them back to wear because I'm the real Reese's peanut butter cup fanatics. And but yeah, it was very lovely. And then we had a reorg and they got assigned to somebody else, so I didn't get to work with them that long. But they were very nice.
I don't like the end of that story, but everything else of that was great. It was great.
That's okay. That's the way of things at my company. Is you get reorged every 18 months.
I see.
Pretty normal.
All right. Well, let's see here. So first of all, I do see a link to Milkshake. That's one of the first things linked here, which is an ice cream, confection. I do want to point out though, later on here, it says in 1969, Hershey received a license from UK-based Rowntrees to manufacture and market Kit Kat and Rolo in the United States. After Hershey's competitor Nestle acquired Rowntree in 1988, it was still required to honor the agreement. So Hershey continues to make and market the products in the U.S. The license would revert to Nestle if Hershey were sold. So this is an interesting thing because I am a fan of the Kit Kat candy bar, and I find that the Nestle Kit Kat is actually superior to the Hershey Kit Kat. I'm sorry to say that. I love Hershey. I love my home state, but
so which is the is the Nestle Kit Kat that is superior is made where?
Everywhere else in the world, essentially. Canada.
So not in the U.S.
Europe.
Okay.
Yes, not in the U.S.
Good to know. Good to
know. So what else do you see in here? Do you see anything else that looks like? I see Mondelez International, which could be again the company that Breyers is under, but I don't know. B&G Foods is on here.
Yeah.
I don't even.
I mean, there's still the nice thing is this is a large article. It's got a lot of stuff going on here.
It is. The only ice cream thing I've seen so far, though, is that milkshake at the beginning.
I will say that in October 2019, Hershey announced a collaboration with Yuengling to produce a limited release collaboration beer called Yuengling Hershey's Chocolate Porter.
Yes,
becoming Hershey's first licensed beer partnership.
Yeah, it's a good beer too. It's a tasty one. If you haven't had it,
very nice.
I recommend it.
It's like the turducken of Pennsylvania.
It is. It is indeed. I'm sure that's why they were partnered together, right? Let's see, cookies and cream. I see cookies and cream, but that's not the ice cream. It's the actual candy bar. Huh. So yeah. So milkshake is the only thing that I've seen on here.
Yeah. So there is a link here to the list of Hershey company brands.
Yeah.
So that's a bit of a gamble, obviously, since we don't know.
I don't think that Breyers is a Hershey brand. I'm not 100% on that, but I'm fairly certain that is the case.
Are you now?
There's soy lectin.
Lectin, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. I think that I think it might have to be milkshake, unfortunately, which doesn't feel a whole lot closer to me, but at least it's ice cream related.
Wow. Okay, that's interesting.
Do you see something else? Do you see a better choice here?
Well, no, I'm using the external links section. I've expanded the Hershey Trust Company. Okay. Again, I'm not clicking on anything. I'm just trying to get a little knowledge about what could be out there.
I gotcha.
There's a whole lot of cool stuff it's all delicious. It's hard to read about because it makes me very hungry.
Sure. Another connection I have to Hershey is when I was in middle school. I think middle school or high school. We did the stock market game. Did you ever do that in school?
I mean, I've done something like it. Yeah.
Hershey was the stock that I quote unquote bought. Because we were close to Easter, and I thought, chocolate's gonna go through the roof.
Yeah.
It's not the way things work, which I learned by doing it. So I guess the exercise worked correctly, but yeah, that was the stock that I was checking every day was Hershey. Didn't really move.
Yeah, kids are notoriously bad at picking stocks.
Yeah, apparently that's the case. But I was worse than everybody else.
Yeah,
so
there you go.
I don't.
So when I'm looking at the external link section, there's a number of different products here that I had, like the Cadbury cream egg is a Hershey's product.
In the U.S. it is, yes. They do all the Cadbury stuff here in the U.S.
Okay.
Cadbury in the rest of the world is a different. There it is. In 1988, Hershey acquired the rights to manufacture and distribute many Cadbury branded products in the United States.
So I guess that's my point. Like, if this is originally a British product, could the licensing of that product have been made to a well-established U.S. company like Hershey's?
Are you talking about the Viennetta? You think that was I think the Viennetta was just a made-up thing by the ice cream company.
Yeah, I thought AK said it was a British product.
No, I don't think he meant it was actually British. I think he was just doing the same bit we were when I was saying it sounded like it was from Vienna.
Okay.
I could be misinterpreting. I thought, but that was my understanding, was that it was
okay.
It was just a Breyers, created thing.
All right, then. So you like milkshake? Is that what you like?
I mean, that's the only thing that I see here that is related at all to ice cream, and I think we need to start moving toward ice cream. So,
all right. I feel like. I mean, is there not an ice cream link here on this page?
Not that I saw. If you can find one, I'm happy to. There's the Hershey Creamery Company. The Hershey Creamery Company. There you go. That has no affiliation to Hershey. This is the Hershey's ice cream.
All right. Do you want to try that?
Yeah, I think that's the one to go to. I mean, it's going to be a short page, I have a feeling, but at least it'll have a link to ice cream.
But we'll get to ice cream for sure.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
So the Hershey Creamery Company. All right, we've gotten it. And here we are. So there's ice cream right at the top.
I love it.
Right from the jump. And yeah, the Hershey brothers, Jacob, Isaac, John, Paris, and Eli, founded the Hershey Creamery Company in 1894. So not connected to Hershey, the chocolate company. I did not realize that.
There we go.
Learned something new here. Ice cream sandwiches is linked on here. Ice Pops. There's Hershey Kisses. Cease and desist letter is linked on here if you want to go, off to that. Frozen yogurt.
So there is a link here to ice cream cakes.
Oh,
which
interesting.
I know that Viennetta is not strictly speaking an ice cream cake, but I feel like that's more in the direction of specialized ice cream based dessert than just generic ice cream would be. But that's just a hunch and not anything other than that.
Yeah, I was looking, it had frozen slab ice cream. And I was like, ooh, but you mouse over it and it takes you to mix-in, a type of dessert made of ice cream and another flavoring such as candy. Mix-in desserts are traditionally sold in an ice cream parlor and are made at the time of the ordering. So it's like the Blizzard or the McFlurry.
Yeah.
There is a list of dairy product companies in the United States, but I feel like that's definitely got a couple steps away versus perhaps this ice cream cake idea. I don't know. My concern is because it's not an ice cream cake. Well, I don't know. What do you think? You think that's the way to go? Ice cream cakes?
I mean, I could be wrong. Yeah.
No, I think it might be the way to go, because I think there's a chance that there would at least be like a often mistaken as an ice cream cake or something, ridiculous like that on there.
It could be, but there's also a chance that it's a very short page that talks about Baskin Robbins and nobody else.
Well, that is that is totally possible. I mean,
we can always get to ice cream from there, so I'm not too worried about it.
I guess that's true too. But maybe ice cream is the way to go, because ice cream cake, you're right, is going to be a short page, whereas ice cream is going to be a very long page. So the odds of it being on the ice cream page are actually better.
You know what? I like that thinking. Let's do ice cream.
All right.
Ice cream, you scream, we all scream.
Ice cream.
For ice cream, the page.
And here we are. Ice cream.
It is a frozen. It is Spaceballs, the ice cream. Frozen dessert typically made from milk or cream that has been flavored with a sweetener and a spice such as cocoa or vanilla.
Oh, there's Baked Alaska is on here, which I equate the two, the Viennetta and the Baked Alaska in my mind. I know that they're not, but I think that they're very similar.
They're both fancy. Like the first time you saw a Baked Alaska, you were like, "What is the king here?"
I don't know that I've ever actually seen
dessert?
Baked Alaska in person. I'm not sure that I ever have. If I have, it was from a distance.
I've
never eaten it. So
I've also seen it on the Great British Bake Off. It's quite amazing.
Mm-hmm. Well, here's Howard Johnson's, Baskin Robbins, Tasty Freeze, Carvel, Dairy Queen, Haagen-Dazs, Ben and Jerry's. We got all the different brands on here. That's for sure.
We do indeed.
I am not seeing. Well, there's liquid nitrogen, dry ice, cartons, milk bars, and of course, Fruitland Park, Florida.
Of course.
I don't know why that is on there, but ice cream van, food and drug. Oh, physical profiles. Okay, wait, here we go. So this is the ice cream sandwich.
Physical properties.
The Ostwald ripening is the explanation for the growth of large crystals at the expense of small ones in the dispersion phase. This process is also called migratory recrystallization and involves the formation of sharp crystals. Wow, this is amazing. There's a formula and everything.
It is incredible.
There's gelato. There's vermicelli noodles in this ice cream here.
Yike.
Avocado, jackfruit. There's gelato again. Tiramisu. Sorbet. Custard.
Oh, we're getting tantalizingly close.
Yeah, and into ice cream cones. And then Dippin' Dots are on here.
So there is a list of dairy products that is linkable here. I don't know if there's also a list of desserts, list of ice cream brands. These are all pregnant with possibility.
Yeah, I think I would go to desserts before I would go to dairy products, because I think dairy products is just going to be too. It would include ice cream again. I don't know that it would include the specific Viennetta.
That's fair.
But the desserts possibly. I mean, we can get back into ice cream cake from here if we wanted to give that a try again. But my concern is the same: is that it would be, cookbook, media, whipped cream, chocolate sauce, chocolate syrup is linked on here. Yeah, I don't see the Viennetta as a thing on here though. I guess we go to Baked Alaska, but I don't think that's going to help us.
Yeah.
All right. So what are you thinking, man? What's the best bet? Do you think you want to go to one of those lists? I hate it because it's boring and but I don't know what else to do from here. I don't even see Breyers isn't even linked on here, which is unfortunate. Like if Breyers was on here, I would go to Breyers.
Well, they have lists of ice cream brands.
Yeah, but
so I feel like that's
another step away. So
yeah, but that's definitely going to have Breyers on it, I guess, is
that's true.
And it may have Viennetta. Are we sure that it was Breyers who sold it?
I mean, I said that and he confirmed it, and he was looking at the page, so I'm going to assume that it is true.
All right. Then I feel like list of ice cream brands is a lock because Breyers is like a significant brand.
You don't think desserts is the way to go? I think maybe desserts might be the way to go.
The problem with desserts though is so Viennetta is not a thing like, oh, my mom made this Viennetta last night, it was great. No, like Viennetta is a branded product.
Yes, I agree.
That is like, it's like, is Twinkie going to be on the list of desserts? Like nobody makes their own Twinkies, but things like cakes, like German chocolate cake could be on there, even though German chocolate cake is public domain and nobody owns that brand name. Like the brand, it's the specific brand name that I feel scares me away from desserts, because there are so many desserts, and B, they're not going to list every brand name for every dessert that's out there. And Viennetta is again, it was discontinued. Like that tells you how popular this thing is.
Well,
or was
popular for a little bit. All right, so
list of ice cream brands, I think, is the best choice. That wasn't that one of the ones that you suggested?
List of ice cream brands? No.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I just feel like there's definitely two more steps after that, versus there might only be one more step.
I feel like maximum of two. I feel like so let me ask you this. We go to list of desserts. Viennetta is not listed. Then what do we do?
Then you're right. Then we're in trouble. There's no doubt. Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. When you're right, you're right.
What percentage do you want to put that Breyers is listed on ice cream brands?
Hey, actually, I have a better idea, or a possible better idea.
What the one that allows you to evade answering my very specific pointed question?
Yes. At the top of the page, there's a link for frozen dessert.
Oh boy. I feel like that is you're being called by the sirens onto the jagged shores.
Really? You think so?
The problem is that, like, so frozen dessert is less specific than ice cream. Right?
That's true. Yes, it is.
You're Viennetta and Viennetta is not linked on the ice cream page.
All right.
And we know that Viennetta has ice cream. Like,
all right. No, I hear you. I'm with you. I'm following along. I just don't. Okay. All right. Let's just do it. Let's.
Like, you're going to get into popsicles. I know you feel dirty about it, but Matt, we're going to get to the promised land. List of ice cream.
Let's be clear.
Brands.
Hold on. Let's be clear that this is a list of notable ice cream brands.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
Just in case. I just want to make sure we're
all right. Everybody listening, if it's not on there, Matt gets to feel superior to Jethro for the rest of time.
That sounds good. All right. List of ice cream brands.
All right. Fantastic. Here we go.
We know that it's not a brand.
Oh, so. Breyers. Look at that. Breyers is right there.
Well, Breyers is on here, sure. But then we've still got to get to Viennetta from there. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But we know we can get there. We know we can get there from Breyers.
I hope. I hope that we can.
All right. So it's definitely not under V, because there are only three.
Yep.
Valdalal from India, Valio from Finland, and Van Leeuwen from the US.
It's a shame because there are a couple of actual ice cream confections listed on this page. The Klondike bar, the Maxibon ice cream sandwich, the It's It ice cream. So I was sort of hoping that for a second there we were going to see that, but we don't. So I mean Breyers is where we have to go. I don't think that there's another choice.
I feel like you're right. Breyers is the way, the truth, and the light.
Breyers is where we go. We're on to Breyers.
Not to be confused with Breyers or Dryers.
I'm not confusing it. I never would. Oh my God, this is the shortest page I've ever seen.
Oh, look at that. It really is. It's a very short page.
It's not on here.
All right. Kraft sold its ice cream brands to Unilever in 1993.
Hey, there you go. I was right. It was Unilever.
Well, the good news is we can get to Unilever very easily from here.
Oh my God.
Wow, this is really a short page.
Oh, yeah, it sure is. Well, we can get to Good Humor Briars, which is another link off of this page.
Indeed we can. Indeed we can. I
don't know that that's going to help us.
All right. So I have good news.
Okay.
I have good news, Matt.
Yeah.
My good news is this. So if you scroll down to the external links section that we can't use.
Yes.
And you click unhide and you show the Unilever box.
Yes.
Under the brands, under food, under Heart brand ice cream, it has a link to Viennetta, which we are forbidden from using because of your rules.
Oh my God.
So Viennetta but we can read the first page of the Viennetta article. Viennetta is a British brand of ice cream dessert made by Unilever and sold under the various Heart brand brands around the world. The original Viennetta consisted of several rippled layers of ice cream separated by thin layers of sprayed on compound chocolate. It was briefly available in many flavors, ...
All right.
All right.
Well, so first of all, I'm going to apologize for saying that it wasn't British, because clearly it was. So I did misunderstand that.
Your apology is accepted. Now, how do we get to the most specific page after this that will give us the highest chance that we can find Viennetta on the actual page and not any forbidden links at the bottom?
I mean, what we're going to have to do is go through Unilever to get to Heart brand or whatever it is. What it was, Heart brand.
Yeah.
And then go from there, right? I mean, I don't see any other path. Because Unilever's page will have Heart brand on it, right?
Will it?
You don't think? I mean, we can
Possibly.
go to Kraft Foods if you want, or we could go to Good Humor Briars and see if it's linked on there. But I think I feel like, Good Humor Briars.
It might, but Unilever definitely will have something that gets us there.
Yes. Yeah, that's true.
So do you want to roll the dice on Good Humor Briars, or do you want to go straight to Unilever? And I will abide by whatever you pick.
It's interesting.
How about that?
So there's a chance that if we go to Good Humor Briars, it has the Viennetta on there, and we're there.
Yes.
So it's two more. Whereas we go to Unilever, we have to then go to Heartland or Heart brand, and then we get so it's three more. So we could potentially
Unilever could have it listed on there as well.
I guess it's possible. Yeah, I guess that's possible. All right, let's go to Unilever.
Unilever it is. Here we go. And I will say
this is taking as long as it is, because I really thought we were going to be there much faster. But
we're really bad at predicting how quickly these things are going.
Yeah, for sure. It's food to food. It'll be easy.
I will say this: Unilever has a delightful logo. It's a big blue U with a lot of different icons that make it up. I like it a lot.
That's true. It is also a very long page. So that's good. There's probably a lot of different ways out of here. I will say that I've started looking through this. I don't yet see Heart brand. I don't even see that linked on here yet. So I sorry, I'm reading. I can't believe it's not butter. I sure hope that it's on here somewhere. Because I haven't seen it yet. Have you seen anything about that?
I haven't at all.
Oh boy.
I'm going to go down to the branding and advertising page.
Are you? Okay.
Yeah.
I see environmental record. I see controversies. Sustainable palm oil.
Bravo. Plastic pollution.
Good. Yeah. Oh, good. Great.
Salmonella contamination.
Yeah. Cornflakes. Love it. Pepper spray. I see on there. Yeah. List of food companies is the unbelievable. This is ridiculous.
This is great, isn't it?
We were so sure.
We were.
Oh, wait. I see Heart brand.
Oh, do you? Where is it?
Yeah, it's up at the top. It's walls, parentheses, Heart brand. In the third paragraph, their largest brands include, and Wall's parentheses Heart brand is on there. So I think that's the path.
Okay. I will say that Viennetta is linked again on the external links that are forbidden at the bottom.
I'm sure that it is. Okay. Are we going to Wall's Heart brand?
Where is it again?
The third paragraph, it is in the second line. Well, on my screen, it's on the second line.
There it is.
Unilever's largest brand.
An ice cream and frozen dessert brand in the United Kingdom owned by Unilever.
Yeah.
Walls also owns the right to the Mr. Whippy soft serve ice cream mix.
So
isn't that fun?
I guess the thing is that we're going to go to this, and it says that Walls is part. Oh, did you do it? Did you already go? I guess you did. Okay.
I thought we said we were going.
I did, but I didn't know. Anyway, good. What's up?
So yes, the good news is if you go to the ice cream section,
yes,
they have a link to Viennetta.
Yes, indeed. There it is. Well, let's do it, man. Let's get
Fantastic.
there, because this is turned into a tie for the longest walk of the season.
I love it. I can't wait to see what our guesses are.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be great. So yeah.
Well,
so
we know I guessed one, so.
The concertina effect. Yeah, everything that you talked about is on here. A very short page that we'll be getting out of next week again. But
but just like the Viennetta itself, it leaves you wanting more.
Yes, it sure does. Well, delicious. So that, let's see, from Chex Quest to Viennetta, 9 links. It took us 9 links, and it is
to be fair though, breakfast and dessert are usually very far apart.
That's true. They are separated. You don't want to eat unless you're eating that sugary cereal. All right. Well, I've got to assume that you beat me this time because I guessed 4. 4.
Matt, great minds think alike.
Oh,
I also guessed 4.
Oh no, a tie. That means it carries over.
It does indeed.
Over to next week. So so we have to wait and see. We'll be going from Viennetta to who knows where. Hopefully in less than 9 links. But I don't know, Jethro. The ladies beat us in the wives episode. I feel like it just threw us off our game, and we're floundering a little bit, buddy. We gotta get back on pace.
We do indeed, but Matt, I don't know if you know this, but given where the standings currently are, I'm only up by 1, and if you win next week, that means that you win for this week and next week. So if you win the tiebreaker next week, you go up for the season.
That's true. That is true. So we'll see. We'll see what happens, and then we'll have one more episode after that, and that could end us in a tie. And then we'd have to carry it over to next season.
Oh my God. It's going to be a tremendous double or nothing that goes on. And eventually Rick Seaback's going to come in and cut the podcast in half.
No, I won't let him. You can have it at that point. I would never.
Then Matt, you are the true podcast owner.
I knew it. I knew there was a way. Well, this has been a blast. Thanks for bringing AK on and giving us this delicious Viennetta suggestion, and we'll have to see what happens next week.
Indeed.